It is Witchy Wisdom, or Wednesday, which means it is Witchy Wisdom Wednesday. So I go live and I talk about all things witchy and macabre and occult and all kinds of paranormal spirit communication stuff. So hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're watching me live on my Facebook group, my YouTube, or my business page, hello and welcome to my little corner of the world of Madame Zee. So thank you for joining me live. Um, so it is almost October, the season of the witch. So hopefully you guys can see me. And let me move my microphone so you guys can hear me. Hopefully you guys can hear me fine. Let me move that up a little bit. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you're getting ready for the season of the witch. I hope you are getting ready to do some spirit communication. So that's what this season of the witch is all about. It's about spirit communication, the thinning of the veil, coming into your own personal power, and also shadow work. So yay for shadow work, right? So let me know in the comments what you are looking forward to when we go into the month of October or the season of the witch. So this is, I'm in my new house. So this is going to be my first Samhain, my first October here in my new house. So as you can see, my walls are a little bit bare, right? It's my new office. So I'm trying to get a feel for the house and where I should put things. So slowly you will see things go up. So super excited about being a part of the community here where I'm at now and putting on a metaphysical show October 1st. So this weekend, I'm going to be really, really busy. The whole month of October is busy for me, as it should be for you too. You should feel a shift in energy. You should feel more alive. You should feel like going out and hiking and being in Mother Nature some more, putting on more warrior type of music and feeling light and cool and just ready to move into the season of the witch. So, yeah, awesome. So, let's jump on in. So, today, I'm going to talk to you really fast. I have my notes here about spirit communication. Everybody knows spirit communication. Tarot is my jam. That's what I love. Anything that has to do with macabre, ghost, demons, tarot, mysteries, mystic kind of stuff is my jam. So I love it. So let me take a sip. We've had the windows open all day, so my allergies are like, what the hell's going on? Oh, that's a new drink. I didn't even know that that was Dr. Pepper and cream soda. Okay, interesting. So I had some tea earlier, so I love it. So I sit out my front porch every morning, drink a hot cup of coffee, hot cup of tea, and enjoy the season of the witch and the changes that are coming, not only in the personal life, my personal life, as well as your personal life, but how the season, how Mom Gaia is shifting, how she is changing. And I'm working with the seasons or the wheel of the year. So Samhain's coming up. You guys should be preparing for Samhain. If you are in my High Priestess Academy, there is training in there on Samhain rituals. So you have access to that. So let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to talk about the 3 things that you need to have on your spiritual altar. These are my top favorite things that you should have. By all means, you can add, you can subtract, whatever you want. It's your practice, you do what you want. But these are the 3 things that I always start with as I build my altar to the spirits or to my ancestors. So type in the comments if you're putting up a spiritual altar or an ancestor altar this year. And if this is your first time putting up an ancestor altar, right? So I love it. I love to talk about all of this kind of stuff. So let's talk about the very first thing you should have, and very first thing that every witch should actually have, right, is a candle. Everybody should have bunches of candles. They should have a whole box full of candles, right? But when you're doing spirit communication or to your ancestors, you just need to have one candle. I use a black candle or a white candle. Okay. So that is the number one thing that I always go to. I love anything candle. I love candle magic. And also, I love fire. So I'm an earth sign. So, and I have a love of fire in my chart. So I love the combination of earth and fire. So anything I can light on fire, I can burn, I can light, I can do scrying with candle flames is going to be a candle that I go to. Yeah, candle magic. I love it. Everybody has to have a candle. And so what is the reason why we have a candle, right? So the candle lights the way to the spirit to communicate. It's almost like they are in the dark and they see that as a beacon of home. And this is another reason why I teach this in my spirit communication course that is available now. It is a 6-module course that you can purchase for a self-study, and I'll leave that link below, is because that adds like a lighthouse, a beacon for spirits to come in and say, oh yeah, that's my cousin candle. I know that's her home. That's who I need to go to. That's why it's also important that if you want to make that candle unique to you or unique to that spirit that you want to communicate with, you may want to anoint it with their special scent, their favorite flowers, or, and we're going to talk about that too later on, to make it personal. So if you're just like, oh, just want to do spirit communication, I don't have anybody in mind, then just light a regular candle. It serves as a beacon. And it also serves for you when you do mediumship in a session with ancestor work, that when you go a little bit too deep and you know that, hey, I'm too deep into trance, I need to come out, I don't feel safe doing this, you will always envision that light and it'll bring you back out. Okay. So candle is another thing, the very first thing that I get. Like I said, black or white candle, but by any means, use any candle that you have. You may want to use your favorite color candle. Purple is a really good one for opening the third eye. Or maybe your grandmother who you want to communicate with, maybe her favorite color was, blue or pink or yellow. Then by all means, use that favorite color. Magic is not written in stone. And this is what I teach in the academy is it's your magic. You can do whatever you want to. Create the magic that resonates with you, just not what people say you should or shouldn't do. So number one is a candle. Right? So if you're with me and you're listening and you are picking up what I'm throwing down, type in the word candle or put an emoji candle in there. I hadn't done emojis in a while, so I would like to see some emoji ones. So the second thing you must have when you're doing spirit communication or setting up an altar for ancestor work is water. Okay. So why do we have to have water? Water is a conduit for energy. It brings in the energy of spirit communication so much easier, and it makes the spirit allowing to come in with ease. Water transmutes energy and it is more in flow, and they use that energy as a conduit, right? Hold on a second, guys. Excuse me. Live. That's what happens. So the water acts as an amplifier of energy. So I don't know, just to give you a visual so you can really know what I'm talking about, so you can do a visual aid with what I'm talking about. Raise your hand if you guys ever seen the movie Constantine, right? And so when he has to go into the underworld, he always has to have water, because that is the conduit of energy that makes him easy to slip in and slip out of between the veils, conscious and subconscious energy. And also, it makes it easier for the spirit to come into this earthly plane. It's all about the ease and flow of walking between the worlds, right? Between the veil. So water acts as anything else, if I want to say, just a lubricant of energy so people can and spirits can slip in and slip out. And it also allows you, if you're doing any spirit communication or any altar work, anything in front of that altar, for you to put your hands in that water, use that energy, use the element of water to work in that spiritual realm, right? So that is another one that I always highly recommend. Sorry, I got the hiccups. I should not drink carbonated stuff while I'm on this live. I need to start drinking tea anyways instead of carbonated drinks. I didn't used to drink carbonated drinks. I went like for 7 years without drinking carbonated drinks, but now I'm just all about it for some reason. But water is very much a necessity that you have to have on your altar. All right. So candles and water. And it also brings in the emotion of what you are dealing with, in the emotion of spirit communication and getting to the root of maybe some problems that you're having, or maybe some emotional ties that you have that you need to get rid of. Okay. So yeah, water. So we have candle and water. So I want you to envision yourself creating this altar, the spirit communication altar, you standing in front of it, and what you're going to place on that. Where are you going to place it? What items are you going to put on it? But I want to give you my top 3 just to start you out with. And then from there, you can build on it. All right. So the next thing you have to have, and the final thing that I always recommend in my top 3 list, is offerings. And the offerings can be very different depending on who you want to communicate with or who you want to speak to. You can do offerings of tobacco, sweets, maybe your favorite food, or maybe you're connecting to an uncle who liked cherry tobacco. So you want to put in a little bit of cherry tobacco. If you are trying to connect with a spirit of the Native American land, maybe you want to put in some cornmeal or offer some beans or offer anything that has to do with the indigenous people of that land. Maybe also you have to communicate with, say, your grandmother, and your grandmother has this favorite recipe that she's passed down from generations to generations. And you're like, maybe I should make grandmother's lemon cake or grandma's pound cake, right? So go ahead and make that pound cake, offer her a piece of that pound cake. So what it does is it entices your spirit to come in to your altar, into your home. It's like a peace offering. Here, let me offer you something. Let me make you feel at home. Let me, welcome you into my space, into my home, so we can communicate. Okay. So, yeah, offerings. I like that idea too. That's a good idea too. I love that one. So, my top 3 things are candles, water, and offering. I always put flowers on mine when I'm trying to communicate with my great grandmother or my grandmother. And as you can see, I have flowers here. They need water. They're a little bit dead. But I have flowers here that I have from my garden. And I have it on my desk because it always reminds me of my grandmother. Because my grandmother and my great grandmother always had immaculate and beautiful flower gardens. And then they had separate gardens for vegetables. But so whenever I'm out there gardening, whenever I'm out there, pruning and stuff and working in the garden, I always think of my grandmother and working with her. So I always have flowers, especially roses, because she had beautiful rose gardens. So whenever I want to communicate with her, I bring in some roses as offerings, flowers as offerings. So candles, water, and offerings. Awesome. So that'll get you started. By all means, you can add other things like incense and crystals and pictures and belongings if you have buttons or hats or scarves or anything like that, right? Colors if you want to communicate with your Scottish clan or whoever you want to bring in those tartans, right? Pictures, maybe you just like, I don't know who I want to communicate with, but I want to communicate with someone from, I don't know, Wales. Maybe you want to bring in a picture of a village in Wales. So much other things that you could add to your altar, but those are the top three things that I recommend: candles, water, and offerings. So if you're interested in self-study courses on spirit communication and how to get started with this stuff, I'm going to drop a link in the description for my 6-module spirit communication course that teaches you all of this plus other things. And that is a special pricing now. Pick up. So grab that link. You get instant access. It is $333. And once you get that payment in there, then you have complete instant access to all 6 modules. You can binge watch it. You can, hey, I have a couple of minutes. Let me watch Madame Zee, how she sets up a Ouija board, how she talks about cleansing, how she talks about demons. This is a different kind of spirit communication. How do I work on my clairs, right? So that is 6 modules, and that's going to fit into your busy lifestyle. And also, it is the season of the witch. So if you are looking to start your spiritual communication practice, I highly recommend that you buy that module, that spirit communication 6 modules, to get you started. So by October 31st, which is Samhain, when that veil is the thinnest, you have all the things that you need to be successful in your spirit communication. All right, everyone, wish on, and I will drop that link to purchase that 6-module spirit communication course. And we'll see you next time in Madame Zee's Witchy School of Wisdom. Wish on, everyone.